For more on this, Kakhaber Kemoklidze joins me now live from Tbilisi. He's the former head of the Georgia's National Security Council. Thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. Now, I want to start by asking you about the test firing of a supersonic anti-ship missile at a mock target in the Sea of Japan. The Japanese foreign minister has responded to that, and he says, as Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues, Russian forces are also becoming more active in the Far East, including Japan's vicinities. What could possibly justify the Russians conducting missile tests in the Far East?
Good afternoon, Jafar. Thank you for having me. Well, I think this particular action provided by the Russian Ministry of Defense is a message to the collective West that we can escalate for reaching the further de-escalation. This is one of the tactics of the Russian Federation, generally run in different sorts of negotiation tables. For today, we have two supersonic missiles actually fired from the Russian warship, which is capable, this is extremely important to notify, the nuclear warheads. Right before 7 days ago, a week ago nearly, two Russian nuclear strategic bombers actually have been flew nearly 7 hours over the Sea of Japan. And I think this was also one another message to the international community that arming Ukraine might drag us, might take Russian Federation to the nuclear escalation.
And that's perhaps an indication that the war in Ukraine could expand?
I do believe that this is still a geopolitical gambling from Kremlin. I don't think that Russian Federation is capable or is in a proper geopolitical shape to escalate the war in Ukraine on the scale of the nuclear threat. I think it's one another attempt to somehow try to stop the armament of Ukraine and especially try to blackmail particular political elites in different Western states with this particular action that we are escalating to reach de-escalation at the end of the day. This is one another attempt of their sort of blackmailing tactics.
Right. Now I want to focus on the military aid to Ukraine. Finally, the delivery of tanks has begun. Germany has confirmed delivering 18 Leopard tanks to Kyiv, saying that more are on their way. But there are many ifs and buts involved here. Why is that? When will the Abrams arrive? So what is your navigation through this debate that is taking place among Ukraine's Western partners when it comes to providing tanks and other military items to Kyiv?
You emphasize this point of ifs and buts in a very nice way. Unfortunately, as long as we have many ifs and buts in this conflict will last forever. I think the international community, collective West, including NATO allied states, should not let Russia have ifs and buts in this very conflict. Having the German Leopard 2 tanks delivered in Ukraine, this is extremely big step forward, but at some point it is already late. It could be done much earlier. However, we should be still positive in this regard, better late than never. I do hope that the Western allied states will deliver as much military machinery as possible for the possible counterattack planned by Ukrainian political and military leadership. And in my view, the West should understand this particular investment in a sense that this is an investment in reaching far and more stable and sustainable peace in Eastern Europe and generally in the wider Black Sea context. Because as long as Russia will be defused militarily by the end of this conflict and by the winning point of Ukraine, as much peace we will receive in Eastern Ukraine and in wider Black Sea region, and hopefully in the South Caucasus as well.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, Sir Kakhaber Kemoklidze. Thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate you taking out the time.